It saves this titan from 2,000 deadly parasites a day, but demands its daily tax paid in raw flesh. In the vast savannas of sub-Saharan Africa, where giants roam under a blazing sun. One of nature's most complex relationships plays out every single day. A relationship so layered and contradictory that a small bird and the giants it lives on. The red-billed oxpecker, a bird nipples. It spends virtually its entire life feeding, sleeping, mating, raising young on the backs of Africa's largest mammals. For over a century, scientists called it a helper, a cleaner, a bird that earned its place by ridding its hosts of ticks and parasites. A textbook example of mutualism, two species both benefiting. But the closer scientists looked, the more complicated the story became. The red-billed oxpecker is one of only 2 oxpecker species in the world, both found exclusively in Africa. It is a highly specialized bird, its entire anatomy built around life on large mammals. Its claws are unusually long. Its tail feathers are stiff like a woodpecker's, providing support as it moves sideways and upside down across the body of its host. The primary diet of the red-billed oxpecker consists of ticks, flies, and other ectoparasites found on the skin of large mammals. But here is where the story gets complicated. Research conducted in Zimbabwe in the late 1990s changed everything scientists thought they knew about oxpeckers. Studies showed that oxpeckers were not simply removing ticks, they were actively keeping wounds open, returning to the same sores on their hosts day after day to feed on blood tissue and earwax. In controlled studies, cattle with oxpeckers present actually had more open wounds than cattle without them. The birds were drinking blood, consuming earwax, and in some cases, preventing wounds from healing entirely. Was the red-billed oxpecker a helper or a parasite wearing the costume of one? The answer science now tells us is both. The oxpecker operates somewhere between mutualism and parasitism. A relationship scientists now describe as conditional mutualism. When tick loads on hosts are high, when tick loads are low, the bird shifts toward blood feeding and wound maintenance. It is a survivor, and it will use every tool available to it. But the oxpecker provides one more service that may outweigh everything else. It is an alarm system. Studies conducted in South Africa showed that white rhinos with oxpeckers present detected approaching humans from an average distance of 61.6 meters. Rhinos without oxpeckers detected the same humans from only 23.6 meters. The oxpecker's sharp, hissing alarm call, triggered by any approaching threat, effectively doubles the detection. For a rhino with notoriously poor eyesight, this alarm call is not just useful, it can be the difference between life and death. The red-billed oxpecker is a monogamous bird. Once paired, a male and female remain tenant. The oxpecker's sharp, hissing alarm call, triggered by any approaching threat, effectively doubles the detection. The male begins with a display, preening the female's feathers while both birds stand on the hide of a buffalo or rhino. The massive animal moving slowly beneath them, entirely indifferent to what is happening on its back. The male follows the female. If the female accepts, the bond is formed. But where do they nest? Unlike most birds, they nest in tree cavities, holes in dead or living trees, often abandoned by woodpeckers or barbets. Sometimes simply natural hollows worn by time. What makes their nest construction extraordinary is not where they build, but what they build it with. The nest is lined with fur stolen directly from the bodies of their hosts. The oxpecker will pluck hairs from a buffalo's neck, carrying each strand back to the nest cavity. Layer by layer, The interior is built into a dense, warm lining of stolen fur. And the gaps, the cracks and openings in the tree cavity are sealed with dung. The oxpecker collects animal dung and presses it into every gap, creating an insulated, weatherproof chamber. A nest built entirely from the bodies of the animals that feed them. When the nest is ready, the female red-billed the eggs are white with reddish-brown spots, small, delicate, entirely dependent on constant care.
Both parents share incubation duties. Throughout the day, the male and female take turns sitting on the eggs.
One incubating while the other feeds on the back of a nearby host. The exchange is precise and coordinated, ensuring the eggs are never left unattended for long. Incubation lasts approximately 12 days. When the eggs hatch, the chicks that emerge are altricial, born blind, featherless, and completely helpless. They cannot regulate their own body temperature, cannot see, cannot feed themselves. They are entirely dependent on their parents for everything. What sets the red-billed oxpecker apart from almost every other bird in Africa is how it raises its young. Raising these chicks is not just the job of the two parents. The oxpecker practices cooperative breeding. Up to 4 older siblings return to help raise the new chicks, bringing food, guarding the nest entrance, and assisting with brooding. And what do they feed the chicks? Nearly a third of all food delivered is not insects or ticks. It is animal hair and skin tissue pulled directly from their hosts. The nest, the food, the very lives of these chicks, all built from and sustained by the bodies of Africa's giants.